Men in sport, a timeless means of entertainment. Some men hit home runs, others are curb stumped. Some win Cy Youngs, others get dunked on. Some men become MVPs, others have 70 saves in a game. But your stats won't matter here. Here we discuss the issues, search the hearts of men, and judge in vivid detail. Only raw takes will do. This is sports analysis. This is Sports Unchained. This is Sporticus! Hey guys, Sporticus is all over social media. You can find us on Rockfin. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Anchor, Twitter, and Patreon. All under Sporticus or Sporticus Live. Come holla at us.
I'm saying, I heard Mackenzie Dern's fighting again, and I think she's fighting that Miranda girl that I like so much. And honestly, the winner of that's gonna get some ice cream, man.
I thought he was fighting somebody else.
No, Miranda. It's Miranda something. I'd have to. I'm looking up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Miranda. It's Miranda something. But no. Amanda Hivas. She's gonna have to get back in the win column before I take her back
She's
out.
fighting. She's fighting somebody. I didn't like the fight. I just, with all the ESPN stuff flashing on my phone, I was just like, I don't like that, and I just took care of that. But
it's Maverick. That's who it was.
Okay.
Yeah. She about to get some ice cream if she puts a beat down on my girl Mackenzie. Or it's either Mackenzie Dern or
Lad?
No, Macy Barber. It's one of the two of those.
Yeah.
I'd have
Macy
to look.
Barber. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was Hebus versus Barber. That's what I thought it was.
No, it's not. It's not Hivas versus Barber.
But her name's Miranda too, right? Miranda Hebus or no?
No, it's Amanda.
Amanda. Okay. That's what got me off. I just looked at the end like, I was pretty upset. I was like, what?
Bro, I'm taking so many of these UFC fighters from the women's divisions into ice cream that I can't even keep them straight either, bro.
Don't worry about it. Some of them are Angela Hill's fighting somebody too.
I like Angela Hill. I don't think she's a good fighter in the sense of like being a top level. I mean, she's fucking better than me, but like,
she's a Diaz.
I really like, kind of.
Or Neil
Mack. Like a Diaz without the punch drunkenness. You know what I mean? Like,
you know how when Nick Diaz talks, they kind of talk like this, and then you know what I mean, man?
Like good boxer. That's how you should never be in a boxing match with a man. Like,
one of my favorite stories about the Diaz brothers, either one of them, is a story about Nick Diaz that Rogan told a while back. And he was talking about how, like, they were on this conference call or whatever. And like, Nick Diaz gets on the phone and he's like, nah, I'm going to fight anyone. I'm the fucking best. Like, fuck that guy, blah, 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 blah. And, so everyone, starts chiming in on what they think, who they think he should fight, where they should fight, how much they should fight for. And you just hear this, like, in the background. And it's like, is that a bong? So like Nick Diaz is just taking fucking bong loads, and then I guess he's sitting there doing nunchucks too. There was one, like, you could hear the like, you know what I mean? This guy's fucking smoking bong loads and doing nunchucks and negotiating a top level fight at the time. And it's like he's like I think that same fight he went out and fought Takanori Gomi and like not only beat the shit out of him, but like outclassed him in every way. And Gomi was a pretty decent fighter at the time. Definitely somebody who definitely should have been fighting Diaz. So it wasn't like a weird matchup. No, it was a good matchup. And then Diaz comes in. I guess Diaz had tested positive after the fight for levels of marijuana so high in his blood system that the only reasonable conclusion is that he had smoked literally before the fight, like minutes before. So this guy goes out, presumably goes out just higher than a kite and outboxes at the time one of the best mixed martial artists in the game. He may not have been a UFC fighter, but Takanori Gomi, he was later in his career, but at the time he may not have been a UFC fighter, but Takanori Gomi was a stud, man. Like I'd have to look at where the venue was that they took place. It could have been the UFC. I just know that Takanori Gomi's best years weren't with the UFC. You know what I mean? Even though he was on the roster at one point, man, like that guy was a pretty good fighter.
And that happens sometimes. That it happens,
Happens to
he's a clown, Ben Askren,
Oh yeah, dude.
Alfred.
You think younger Ben Askren would have gotten flying knee to the face in 5 seconds? Maybe, but he would have survived.
Yeah. yeah.
Dude, one thing I'll say about
he probably would have survived it. I'll give you that. He still would have lost those 2 shots.
One thing I'll say about any wrestler is they've all got chins of steel. I mean, even GSP, who's got a little bitch chin for being, a goat. Like, I would never put GSP's chin against, like, John Jones, you know what I mean, or Khabib. Like, I would never put those chins against each other, in terms of their ability to take a punch. But at the same time, GSP still took a lot of punches, man. Dan Hardy lit him up. Like, if you go back and watch that Dan Hardy fight, yeah, a lot of it was on the ground. But when it was standing up, Hardy did land a few good shots. Condit landed some good shots. Think about Johnny Hendricks. Everyone that GSP has ever fought, and that's kind of the mystique of GSP, as we've talked about, man. Like, these guys, they touched him up, and he still walked through it and, made them look outclassed. Like, their punches are going to be landed in a fight. You know what I mean? Especially in a mixed martial arts fight. It's not a street fight. Like, you're not landing on concrete.
That's why you still got to respect a guy like Stipe, because you sure he got knocked out by Cormier, but like that's kind of shit happens, especially at heavyweight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tyson lost his title.
That's got to be like, well, look at like the extreme. So if we go, what is it? What's the lowest flyweight? So if we go flyweight men's versus heavyweight men's, there's vastly, and I don't even have to look at the stat. There's vastly more knockouts in the heavyweight division than there is flyweight, and I'm doing that off of an eye test. You know what I mean?
No, and you're completely right, man. I do like the fights coming up. I've been watching a lot of the headlines, not headlines, but the news coming out. It's like Aspen Lad coming back, and just I like it. Cyborg's got that fight coming up soonish. I like that.
Cyborg, I thought you were going to bring me Hey, bro.
Yeah, that too. Like, there's a lot of news coming out, even though it's not, and it's just good to hear those names again. And even though it's not going to be for UFC, Ronda Rousey is coming back to WWE. Like I said, it's not the same, but it's good to hear that name. You want to hear these names. You want women's MMA to thrive off of it, and that's Ronda Rousey's still a really big name that's going to turn some heads. So,
fake fighting aside, back to real fighting, I'm not sure I want to see Miesha Tate come back. I mean, and here's the thing. I will see Miesha Tate do anything, but make a comeback to the UFC is not the top of that list. You know what I mean? Like,
Bellator? Would you prefer be in Bellator?
No. I prefer her not come back. Like,
yeah, me too.
She at her status right now, the only place she could go is down. You know what I mean? Like, what's her best case scenario? She comes back and wins the title against who? She's not beating Nunes. Like,
no.
I'm sorry. Like, she's not going to beat Shevchenko if she goes down. Like, well, sorry, she couldn't make the weight to fight Shevchenko. No. Now, if Shevchenko came up to 145 or 135 to face her, I wouldn't be opposed to watching it. I think if it was her first fight back, Tate would lose in a fucking heartbeat. So
It's
I
gonna get
love Misha Tate. I have nothing but love for her and respect, even through the Rousey thing. And I'm a Rousey fan, So like, it's not like like I hate the rivals or like I love what Misha Tate did for the women's MMA. I love what
oh,
she did for MMA in
she
general.
got alligator rolled. I never seen anybody get alligator rolled like that and not tap out. She didn't tap. She didn't
Yeah.
tap. The ref was just like, you're dead. Your arm has died. You have to
Well,
stop.
here's the thing: in the second Rousey fight with Tate, that was the same card that Silva broke his shin right afterwards. But Rousey put on such a display of judo, and Tate I mean, God willing, man, like I have been that guy in the gym who just keeps trying and keeps losing. Like she kept going in for a shot and getting stuff. She kept trying to box and getting outboxed. She tied up, and oh well, it wasn't her choice on where that went.
Let me
Like,
stop right there. This is the most important thing you said as to why she and Ronda Rousey should not come back. You said she got outboxed. Her opponent was Ronda Rousey, man. Misha Tate got outboxed by Ronda Rousey. Say that out loud.
okay, well, that's
Right. That's the end of the
no, that's
conversation.
as
Like,
as fair as it is for situationally. Like, yeah, you're absolutely right in this situation. But in terms of like what that means is like look farther in the future when her boxing got better. Like her wrestling got better, and it was already the top of the weight class. Like she won the title from I think it was.
sure. I mean, because her boxing was pretty good against. Don't get me
She
wrong. Her boxing was
she
pretty
took
good
she
against
took the women's title from
Holly.
Holly Holm, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. So she
Yeah,
took the
it
title
was really
from
good.
somebody whose boxing is, in my opinion, overall the best that I've seen aside from Shevchenko. And I'm not even going to put Nunes in that because she's a power striker. You know,
Right. Or
you know,
Nagano.
yeah, she's more of an Ngannou to where like if she can crisp up and get to Holmes level on technique, then yeah, that's going to be scarier. But right now, like I mean, dude, you can't touch Amanda Nunes' power. You know what I mean? And her jujitsu obviously works. So but
Definitely,
with
man. Go ahead, kick
with
the fuck.
I think Miesha Tate can come back, and I think she can win a fight. I think whoever they put her against first, I mean Nunes and Shevchenko aside, like I think whoever like the top like or the number two is or the I guess number one contender, like
I think
she can at
I,
least compete with whoever those
go to the
ladies.
rankings and name. Go to the rankings and name those people. I'm gonna tell you why she's gonna lose. Like, just go to
Well,
the rankings right now. We can let
well,
it be dead silent while you find these rankings, so I can
mhm,
tell you who's gonna beat the shit out of her. She
Sean,
here's the problem.
one,
She
that-
barely beat Holly Holm. Barely.
no, bro.
No,
Holly
it was
Holm.
barely. Holly
Holly
Holm.
Holm is the first and only on the ice cream list, and I'm just saying that was not a close fight between those two. Like Holly Holm got the shit.
It was a lot. No. Here's the thing. Misha Tate submitted her, and she was gonna lose had she not submitted her. You think it wasn't close? I think she did really well, but I don't think she beat Holly Holm in that fight.
Here's the thing. I don't. I watched the fight. I don't remember the details without watching it again, but I do remember the feeling. And the feeling I had during the entire fight was, oh God, please don't knock Holly out. Please don't knock Holly out. Oh
Your
shit,
feelings
she's the
betray
better.
you.
Like
Borrow a
that.
line
That
from
was
from Star Wars. Your feelings betray you, Anakin.
no.
Like, that's
I think you're on the
no,
dark side on this one, bro.
uh. Well, without going too far into that, I felt like she needed that tap out.
Did Tate
Not
say?
to say that it was a bad fight for Tate or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But like, I think she would have lost a decision. Um,
Hey, did she did she declare if she was coming 135 or 145? I didn't see that part of the article.
don't know. We'll just do both. We'll
Okay,
just do
well then
both.
I okay, then I'll
Lose her.
start. Okay, then I'll start at featherweight, which Amanda Nunes is the champion. But then, hey, check this out. She's also the champion in the bantamweight division. So either fucking way, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I don't know what she's doing, but go ahead. Like, go, just give her the contenders.
okay, 1 second. The app is not completely working, so I have to do it again. I have to find it online.
We got Lee, Nunes, and Shevchenko as the three champs in four divisions. Oh no, I'm sorry. Ain't Valentina a champ or no?
No, she
No,
lost
sorry,
to
sorry.
she lost the 135 belt for the champ.
Right,
That
right, right. Okay,
honestly,
sorry.
it was one of the best matchups in history, and nobody fucking acknowledges it. So
But anyway, we got three people are holding four championships. That's bad
you
news.
okay, so in the featherweight UFC rankings, you got Amanda Nunes as the champ, obviously. Felicia Spencer, Megan Anderson, who Amanda Nunes just beat, and Zara dos Santos, who I literally have never seen fight. Um, I'm going to tell you right now, Felicia Spencer is the only competitive person because I forgot about her, but she's the only person that could handle Tate's wrestling, and she could take Tate's punches. I just don't know if she could actually do anything to Tate that would change the judges' minds. Now that leaves a lot of room for surprise, of course, but like think about how many people like get their chance against one of your, like, oh, that person's always good sort of people, and
Sure.
how many of them actually do well. I can't even I can't even, yeah, off the top of my head, I can't even fit that criteria.
Oh. What's Jessica Andrade at? Where is she?
She's at 125. She's about to fight. No, she's at 115. She's about to fight Whaley. Wait, ah, it's one of
Yeah,
the two. Sorry, I'm trying to
That's
do this.
that's
Remember, I can
where
just look.
that's exactly where Misha Tate needs to go, so that Jessica Andrade can rip her apart. Is she
She
gonna make the weight?
couldn't
Who
make
cares?
125. She couldn't make 115. There's
Man,
no fucking way.
here's the thing, bro. She doesn't have a lot of people that she's gonna have intriguing matchup with. I know you think differently of her, but like, there's a reason you don't want to see her. We always have different arguments for the exact same end result. She shouldn't be fighting again. I believe she's gonna get destroyed, wasted by anybody she faces. I'll tell you why. She's been out of the game. She's not GSP, man. She's not GSP. Um,
It's gotta be.
I
Oh yeah,
mean,
she's
look,
about to
maybe
fight Shevchenko. Andrade is about to fight Shevchenko. That's what I thought, but I just had to confirm it. But yeah, so that's gonna be a quick fight for Shevchenko.
yeah, she a little tank though. Andrade is a tank, man. I mean, who
No,
knows? She
nah,
had to get down,
no,
and
no.
I'm
The
just
only time she was a tank was against Rose Namajunas, which Andrade did the only thing she could have, which was pick up and drop her on the right part of her head for Rose Namajunas to be like, no, 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 fuck this for a second. And like she's already like notably got anxiety and depression and stuff like that. Like there's no way that Rose Namajunas in her top form loses to Andrade ever. And I think they have a rematch and Namajunas won.
they did, yeah, they did, and
Yeah, yeah. So like, I
very,
mean,
very,
Rose
very,
Namajunas, better fighter. She has a lot of other things going on that prevent her from being what she could be every time, like a GSP or John Jones.
I
Like,
don't think she's nearly as good as what her what it looks like on paper, but it
she
kind of
better.
matter. I'll tell you
Honestly, she
why, because
might
she's
be the
not
best.
much worse than that. Like, she was champ, great, cool. I don't think she would have ever been champ had uh Joanna just hadn't been a fucking idiot, complete idiot, just looking
Well,
past her. And then, you know, these are fighters. Like, here's the thing: this is a professional fighter. You look past them, and then they get the best of you, and there's no guarantee you just gonna get back there. You know that
dude,
you'll
I'll put
ever
it.
eat that person again. So, um, I'm not
I'll,
saying she was trash. I'm just, at first I did think she was trash, but after seeing her fight more and more, she got a lot better. I saw her potential, but I do think she's a little bit less than what her record says and what she looks like on paper. Just a little bit, like maybe two fighters ahead of her, or you know what I mean. Like, it's not that big of a deal when you look at all of it on paper. But like, I just think she kind of overachieved in some areas. But
well,
don't.
here's the thing. At one point, I thought the super fight to make in the women's division was Shevchenko versus Namajunas. So
You were
that's how much
crazy.
respect I had for her. Like, I mean, in terms of the fight game, like that lady can do it all. I mean, she's gorgeous
Can't,
too. Like the thing is like I would take her out to ice cream so quickly, bro. Like I would buy her mint chip, I'd buy her cookies and cream, I'd buy her fucking chocolate brownie, whatever, dude. I'd triple scoop that shit. But
Hey,
Rose
what's
Namajunas is
okay?
a
So look, hold on. The Cold Stone downtown. What is that now?
okay. Well, that changed into like a Dr. McDougal's like ice cream science factory or something. It was something like convoluted. Didn't work
Hey,
out.
guess
Now
what?
it's a
You're the whitest person
I
on earth to
name of it,
even
but
say
it's like
Dr. McDougal.
no, I swear to God, like it was something like Doctor something. I don't know if it was like McDougal or like Doctor blah blah blah, but it was Doctor something's ice cream something, and now it's I don't know the name, but I think it's a Mexican ice cream factory, which is weird that that particular location has only been for ice cream as long as I've
Yeah,
known
that's why I
it.
brought it up. Okay, speaking of ice cream, why the fuck does this place keep turning into different iterations of a damn ice cream shop?
I
Like,
don't I
that's
don't
something
know.
else.
You think it's like the same guy trying to do like no, ice cream works. I just gotta find the right gimmick. Like
Right. It's the same owner. He just keeps repackaging the same shit.
yeah,
Taco place,
it's not a
dude.
Snickers. It's a chocolate bar that has peanuts, nougat, and caramel in
It's not a Snickers, it's a Snonkers.
it. Instead of peanuts, we use cashews. Like
Right.
we just cut
Oh,
them in
oh.
half. They basically look like peanuts when they're cut in half.
I'm not. But it happened. We're back. That is if I edit any of that. I mean I have to, but like whatever. I don't want to edit
We're
that.
back.
Um so let's just jump into the Nagano fight. I said,
There was other good fights on that card, bro. Let's pump the brakes. There was other good fights on that card, bro.
all right,
There
I
was,
forgot him. But tell me. I
oh,
straight up forgot him.
the early prelims. Sorry, the preliminary card.
Sure.
There was a lot of good. There's a lot of good. Alonzo Metafield getting that submission.
Yeah, I remember there being a lot of finishes. Like
There's only a couple finishes, but the fights were good. I mean,
some a couple finishes are a lot. Straight up. You know how that can be. You be a long fight.
that Barrialt guy. It was it's the double name. It's like Mark Anthony or something. Here it is. Mark Andre Barrial versus Abu Alcazar in the third round with 4 seconds left. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was
Come on.
that was,
You had some decisions between them and the next finish, but it was like good fights. Like Abu Akbar was Nurmagomedov's cousin.
yeah. I
Khabib's
mean,
cousin.
I'm not saying that it was a bad call. I'm just saying like the anticipation for the main event and usually this doesn't happen. Usually it doesn't, but like the anticipation for the main event just eclipsed everything to me. Like
Yeah.
usually I can pull 2 or 3 fights out of there that were like, oh, this is the fight I really cared about. But like, nope, not on this one. Like the main was it was the main course, and I didn't eat any bread. You know, I didn't want any bread or salad. I just wanted steak.
Well,
But
the whole main
you
card.
go through the rest of the card.
Well, yeah, the whole main card lived up to the hype, man. Like you look at the first fight of the card, which was the Malarkey versus Worthy one, and like if you were to put two people next to each other and be like, who's going to win this fight, I would never have picked Jamie Malarkey in that sense. And honestly, like a couple seconds in, didn't look like it was going to be, and then he just popped him one and got him. You know, like hey, good on him, dude. You know, so whatever. But I was really looking forward to Worthy really making a statement, and that just didn't happen. And then, I mean, the one after that was my girl Miranda Maverick.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, my girl Amanda Maverick beating Jillian Robertson. Yeah, I think it's Jill. Yeah, here it is. Sorry, I am looking it up. My internet's really slow right now. Jillian Robertson versus Miranda Maverick. Dude, like Miranda Maverick, like I said, she's gonna fight Barber next, and the winner of that really gets ice cream. So I'm just saying, like triple scoop, double scoop. You could have a pint. You could have
Macy Bar-
whatever.
damn.
Macy Barber is she's good. Don't worry about Macy Barber. I don't know if she's gonna
She's
beat
got
Miranda Maverick.
stand there.
Miranda Maverick do you remember her stand up, bro? Do you remember like her ground game? Like she had a complete package. I don't know if it's like top level, but she did
Yeah,
have.
that's the thing about it. Like, I think like we'll see. We'll see. It's not that the Barber fight's a bad one. They're probably gonna try to give her co-main event or some shit. Like, it's just
Well,
she's
yeah,
getting
I mean she's
too
not a
soon.
main event fighter yet. Like she needs to get a win over like Barber. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but
No,
okay,
it's not a bad fight. Go ahead. You're right. You're right.
no. But I was gonna say the next three are ones that I know you watched because I told you to watch them. You watched them, didn't you?
I think so. I told you I don't remember them.
Sean
That's big.
O'Malley versus Thomas Alameda.
Yeah, fuck Sean O'Malley. Hey,
Oh,
Sean O'Malley. I hope
okay,
you hear. Hey,
but you want to see him fight Cheeto Vera again, don't you? Like I kind of want to see that.
yeah, I needed him to win. Yes, if that's what
Okay,
you want.
if
Yes, I
Sean
needed him to
O'Malley
win.
is gonna have any legitimacy at all, in my head at least, he's got to beat Cheeto Vera.
So here's what I want to say about Sean O'Malley. You can disagree with it, but there is more of a technical thing. Your job as a fighter is to finish the fight. You know, sometimes the finish isn't possible. We understand that. When you are a knockout artist, that is exactly what you better be doing and be aiming for at all times. I understand when you think you got a walk off home run, you want to make it look all cute and pretty. But let me tell you something. You're a fighter. When you walk away from this without the refs saying the fight's over, you're doing something that you don't think that you're doing. And that thing that you're doing is being unprofessional. Now, I didn't say he couldn't taunt his opponent. Did I say that? No. I said when you leave your opponent down, you the knockout artist. You knock him down, finish the fight. Now, Jorge Masvidal, he talked all the shit in the world, taunted and everything, but he finished that fight and he was pulled off of Ben Askren. He finished it. And then he did what he wanted to do afterwards. Okay? That's why I said it was super necessary. Sean O'Malley doesn't get that. That is actually unprofessionalism. That's what that is. It's not whether or not he smiles or he's complimentary. It's doing your goddamn job to the best of your ability. His abilities allow him to knock a man out, and he thought he had done it and just chilling several times. Just not. He actually did something in that fight that's going to get him destroyed by someone else. He took too long. So besides being unprofessional, he was taking way too long, and someone else would have just figured him out, and that might happen. But I digress. He's unprofessional. Fuck him. You go ahead.
Honestly, man, I don't even completely disagree. The only things that I'll disagree on are shit. I can't even disagree. I guess I don't agree to the full extent of agreement to where there is a lot of room for disagreement. So I don't know what I'm saying, but
Sure.
it'll make sense when I actually explain it. I'm sorry, but
No, I mean,
uh,
I think I know where you're going with it, but like you're saying, like
well,
I might be going a little bit too far, but you don't really understand
the
how.
well the best thing you said about it was unprofessional. Now I'll put it to you this way: if somebody pimps a home run in the major leagues and it doesn't go over the fence, and they get like a double, yeah, that's laughable the one time, right? But that happens so seldomly. How often does it happen in the same game to even multiple players in the same game? Maybe not at all. Maybe nobody does it at all. Like you hit a home run and you're running because you don't know where the shit that thing's gonna land. And like the thing about being professional is when you hit a ball
Exactly.
that you're not 100% sure about, even if you're 99% sure, you're not 100% sure, but you're 99% sure it's going out, you still run it out
You
just in case.
watch,
You
yeah,
know?
you watch it and try.
Yeah. But
Besides,
but
besides, I saw the White Sox lose and his asshole didn't even look at it. The Angels hit like a grand slam. Now he's like a 3-run homer. Fuck that guy. He hit that over the
yeah,
weekend
yeah.
and just walked away. I was like, damn. Well, he knew it
Hey,
was gone. He knew it was gone. But like,
if,
that's
if, hold
professional too.
hold
But
on,
it hurt even more
hey,
because I'm a White Sox fan.
stop,
So
stop. I'm gonna forget what I'm talking about.
go
So
ahead, keep
I'm trying to
going,
I'm
man.
trying to compare it, but So you got the home you got the 99%, but there are, and this is the redemptive quality of what happened with the O'Malley fight this weekend. So there are those times though when, dude, you connect 100% and you can walk it off. When you're like whack, there's nowhere that's going but over the fence. Like I've hit those balls in softball, which is sad, but whatever. Um, but in terms of fighting with O'Malley, the first time it happened, it was like, dude, do your job, be a professional. When he hit him and he went down and he tried to walk it off, it was like, bro, be professional, finish that fight, make sure he's down. He's trying to walk it off for the highlight, and that's the problem. But
Yep,
when
because we've seen
Thomas,
that before. Now,
yeah, but like
you brought
when
up
Thomas,
in baseball, it doesn't happen that often. But like that doesn't happen in the same game at all.
not
But in
pro,
MMA, it happens. So you got to be. That's just finish it.
well, but that's the thing. Like you said, it doesn't happen in baseball often. But check out the pros; it happens even less because most of those guys, Mike Trout, like being the best example, anything he hits, he runs 100%. But if he connects with the ball, you can watch all of his home runs, just about every one of them. He hits and he knows it's gone, drops the bat, jogs it off. You can tell off the bat. So like I get it. You connect. But with Sean O'Malley, dude, finish the fight, bro. Like this isn't baseball. It was like, whereas even if the ball hits off the fence, Mike Trout still has a single that's still salvageable. I mean, bro, what if Almeida had gotten up and honestly, very realistically, from what it looked like, almost knocked him out? He at least made some good contact.
Yes. And that's what I was saying. Like Almeida wasn't 100% out of that fight. People were saying, I'm like, no, he wasn't. I was like, that's fine that you can look at that and go, oh, he's out of the fight. Okay, fine. But like, if you're looking a little bit past what's in front of you and you know what's up, yeah, somebody else, like, I can't think of a combat guy, somebody who can come back, who comes like a Nate Diaz. Can't do that against him.
No,
You're
Chris Lieben, the zombie.
Sure. There are people who are known for taking your best, and then you are in fucking trouble when you think you beat them.
Yeah.
So that you can't, and those can become people. Like, what if Almeida had become that guy that night? Now Sean O'Malley's.
He looked like it. He looked like it.
I thought he had a pretty decent chance. I know O'Malley had hurt him pretty bad a couple times, but I was like, man, he's still in the fight. And O'Malley he didn't get better as the fight progressed. You know what I mean? He wasn't cleaner.
Yes,
than Christopher.
That's the thing.
I don't believe he did. I don't believe he did. I think that he did significant damage to his opponent, and that his opponent wasn't up to it. But like, I don't think
I'll put this in a way because I know you, and when I say it this way, you're gonna be like, okay, that is what it was. The thing is O'Malley looked like fragile. Like towards the end of the fight, he looked fragile, but he was still beating Alameda. You know what I mean? Up until he actually finished him, he looked fragile. Like when he was stepping, it looked like there was something wrong with his leg. Like, the same one he hurt in the Cheeto Vera fight. It looked like he's fragile, bro. He might be an injury-prone football player on your fantasy lineup.
I don't think I know what you're talking about. I was looking at that exact thing, and I think he was I think he was just apprehensive in general. I'm not saying that his striking got bad, but here's the thing. I said he didn't get better. He didn't improve. Now, he's already look at his amazing striking. He's already great. So him not improving is not a knock. It is a knock in the way I'm saying it, but he is already really clean. I'm just saying he didn't really close up some areas and some holes I would have liked to see. For one, him not finishing that fight was so indicative of his attitude and the fact that he's not a he's a pro fighter, man, but he's got to be a professional fighter.
We agree on that. He needs to finish his fights when they are there to finish. He needs to stop trying to walk things off and finish the goddamn fight. Like, what the hell? Like, if you were in a street fight, would you ever walk away from somebody that you knocked down? No. You're going to give them at least one or two good ones to make sure that they have something to remember you by. Like, exactly. like, and that's at the very base level. But then when you go into like actual traditional martial art tournaments, like karate tournaments, where you're sparring with people, or even BJJ, where you can tap somebody, like, dude, you gotta finish the fight. If you have an armbar, and you're about to break somebody's arm, and they're not tapping and they're doing it out of pride. Sorry, man, that arm's snapping. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't go, oh no, I can't break his arm. You go, I'm gonna break his arm. Like
Yeah,
Ronda Rousey.
and yeah,
Exactly
you
what
finish
Ronda
it.
Rousey did. That's what, and there was no hard feelings because of that. They both knew what it was. Out of all the hard feelings and animosity they
Oh no,
had,
that
none
was
of it
never
was over that.
that was never Tate's problem with Ronda Rousey. That's the funniest part. Is like,
No, no, no. I know. I'm just saying, like, just out of the whole story with them. No matter whose fault it was, I'm just saying that wasn't a problem. Period.
that,
Like.
no, I'm agreeing. I'm saying, like, that's the funniest part about that is their problems had nothing to do with Rousey breaking her arm. Like, if you broke my arm, bro, we're not friends. Like,
Exactly.
like,
No, you're right.
that's why we're not friends. It's not because you said this or called me that or did that. It's because you broke my arm. But with those two, there was so much more that, like, the arm break was like, yeah, well, we were fighting. Of course that's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that's a casualty of war. Like, sure. Like if it happened, like Rhonda, and you know how petty she is, she wouldn't have said anything. We're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like
yeah,
that
no,
happens in
for
a
sure.
fight.
Like, had it been the
Even
opposite way,
Ronda
you'd be
Rousey
like,
would say,
damn, she caught me in one. Like,
yeah,
that's the beauty of fighting, though. But, like, let's get back to the
yes.
O'Malley thoughts that you were sharing. But, like,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
go.
kind of done. Fuck him. He sucks
Okay, well, here's the thing,
as a
man. Like,
person.
in terms of what I saw, I'm really really excited for his next fights. You know what I mean? But at the same time, bro, I'm not falling in love because this guy is breakable. Like, and even if it's not even because of somebody else and it's on his own accord, like, Sean O'Malley, mark my words, is breakable. He is fragile. This motherfucker. I watched the Cheeto Vera fight, and yeah, he landed a good calf kick or two, but bro, O'Malley is breakable. He is
No,
injury prone.
I'm with you, man. I'm
Yeah,
totally with you. I'm really excited to see him fight too. But I want to see him get his fucking head torn off. So that's why I'm excited to
he
see
got to
his
fight
next.
Cheeto before I take anything else seriously, man. Like, the thing is he's got or with the one that they're talking about, the one that I saw that even the other guy was talking about too, Dominic Cruz. I would watch that fight in a heartbeat.
I'm
Like,
s-
I would
it's,
buy a card with
I'm so
that.
glad you said that because he fights. You know who Sean O'Malley reminds me of? Cody Garbrandt, my arch nemesis. He
Even
does
kind
though.
of look similar, right?
He's injury prone, but he's fragile in that way. And Cody Garbrandt has no chin. I hope he has become a fan of the show.
Oh,
I haven't gotten a death note, so he can't be yet. But yeah, I mean that would be great. Matter of fact,
bro,
instead of Dominic
who
Cruz, like, fight
would you buy the card? Would you do anything to see that fight? Because I think you should. Like,
Garbrandt and O'Malley.
yeah,
Oh
that
fuck
that
yeah!
would be such a good
Mm,
fight to watch.
I'm gonna play pool during that fight. I don't give a fuck. We're not doing the fight, but doing that card. I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm gonna have the pool
You're
table
not
out and I'm
coming
gonna
over
be
my house,
relaxing.
man, because I will be pants off during that fight, and that's just
Uh,
as a fan.
that's just as a man. Oh, that might have to be the title of this. And that's just as a man.
No, just as a
Oh,
fan.
well, no,
Yeah,
it's not
which
just
is
as a
just as funny. Yeah, I mean, whatever. You
man.
fucking killed
That's
my
just
joke,
as a
John.
man. well, yeah. Actually, well, I don't think Dominic Cruz is gonna light him up, bro. I know O'Malley's got hands, but so did Garbrandt, and he couldn't actually get towards Dominic Cruz unless he employed that game plan he did, which was phenomenal. Do not get me wrong, but the chance of someone else executing that game plan against Dominic Cruz is highly unlikely, man. He's in and out before you know it. And O'Malley is fast, but I don't know if he has what it takes to. I mean, that's why we had a fight, so we can see, right?
Yeah,
But fuck him.
Well,
Sure.
here's the digression because, well, we haven't had a podcast in a while, and that's mostly my fault. So I'm sorry to our fans, not to you, but to our fans. Um, but Dominic Cruz in his last fight looked like he still had stuff left in the tank. He looked just a little ring rusty, honestly.
Yeah, he had some ring rust. I wasn't particularly thrilled about it, but like, he just took it as an easier fight, and I'm okay with that. He didn't
I
really
don't
leave it all out there.
call Casey Kenny an easy fight, man.
I
That's
say he took it as an easier fight, and that's not a disrespect to somebody. Look,
no,
I
I just don't think he did.
Let me say this.
Kenny was right where, just because you and I don't really know who Casey Kenny is doesn't mean that Dominic Cruz did not fucking take that fight seriously, because Casey Kenny impressed me.
No, I didn't say he didn't take it seriously. I said he took it easier, meaning he was not going to leave it all out there. You know, he wasn't going to take unnecessary risk and stuff like that. It wasn't for a title or nothing. You know, he just kind of he was safe. He was safe. He was very safe in that fight. He's always. It's not true, but I think he's really.
I heavily disagree. There's no way he took that fucking fight like safely or took the easy road or anything. Like, Casey Kenny was gunning for some heads, dude. The only thing that Dominic Cruz has is movement.
Cruz, man. We're talking about we're talking about one of the guys you could consider a GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Dominic Cruz.
So it's not like it's levels to it. I'm saying this wasn't the level fight where he needed to bring his championship game to it. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, obviously they weren't going to throw him into the lion's den, but at the same time, I don't think that throwing him into the Casey Kenny den was any easier. You know what I mean?
I feel what you're saying. I do. I think it was definitely easier, which is why they did it.
Well, I mean, the only thing that Dominic Cruz had on Casey Kenny was a name. Like, at the same time, like, that might have been the best fight of the night. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like what was competitive, that might have been the best fight of the night. You know?
I think Kenny did a really good job against him too. I mean, like I say,
fucking say that, dude.
Not easy.
Tell him, Casey Kenny, I think you did a good job.
Casey Kenny, I think you did a good job. However, you of Dominic Cruz, and that's okay. He knows he's not. He thought he was, and he ain't. That's okay though. I thought Megan Anderson. Okay, I'm gonna throw myself under the bus since everybody think I'm shitting on Casey Kenny. Look, I thought Megan Anderson might have had what it takes to be good. I was wrong.
Said that, yeah. In our last podcast, you said, hey, you know, I think we both said it actually, that Megan Anderson might surprise people with some power, but at the same time, like, what does power mean to Amanda Nunes? Like, she's gonna absorb it? Like, you know, I just that Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson fight was so anticlimactic for what I thought was coming, and I remember you hyping it up a little bit, but like,
I had to, because here's the thing. Going into it, what were you thinking? Exactly what was going to happen was going to happen. Like, that was our immediate thought when we
I didn't think she was gonna choke Megan Anderson out. I thought she was gonna knock Megan Anderson out.
We knew she was gonna lose immediately. When we first got we was like, oh, she's gonna lose immediately. Yeah. That's not fun. We can't do that. You know, like, we all got the thought like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be destroyed. But you know, that's what happened. So why do you remind me of that?
Sorry, we haven't done a podcast in a while.
Megan, you fucking dummy. You fucking dummy. With your stupid name, Megan.
Next fight from that 260 card was what was it, Luque versus Woodley, and who did I call besides Charles Oliveira being the next big thing?
Luque. Yeah. No, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. You say who's he fighting next?
Yeah. I'll admit when I'm wrong. Like, I was wrong about Shabazian, or at least at the time. Like, I was wrong about Shabazian. I was honestly, Sandhagen, I was kind of wrong about for the one fight against Sterling where he got lucky apparently. So I'm not even going to myself as wrong as that.
I kind of
But
confused him, but like, yeah, I knew you was wrong on one of them, but like,
I've been high
it was kind of a toss up. I was like,
in,
whatever, whichever one of them doesn't prove to be whoever, it's whatever. Like, I
well,
wasn't mad about it.
in terms of the men's divisions,
Sucked though.
been really high on 4 fighters: Standahagen, Shabazian, Luque, and Oliveira. And look at where Oliveira is. Luque is on that same path. Shabazian and Sandhagen, they're not honestly far off, even with the losses. You know, like watch out for those 4 guys, man. Like Oliveira is going to be the next champ. He's going to beat Michael Chandler, and I like Michael Chandler. Like,
I believe so too. I believe so too. I really want to break down that fight because
oh, we will. Let's get through this card and then we'll break that down. I just wanted to bring it up, just because I know it's a tantalizing talk, but
no,
that
we're not gonna get to it. As a matter of fact, I think we should save it. Fuck the listeners. You have to wait. I know you the fans, but you're gonna have to wait. It's been a while, and I got to get the box off.
hey, we're gonna touch. We're gonna touch. It's
No,
we can touch tips. It's okay. But the Tyron Woodley Vicente Luque fight, man, honestly, that's the best version of Woodley I've seen in a while. Still not good enough, apparently. You know what I mean?
oh
Sorry.
God,
I was like, oh shit, he's throwing bombs right now, and it was like, oh shit, it means
the first
nothing.
whatever. He's terrible.
It was the first time I've ever seen Woodley get knocked around. Like I've seen him, get like, beaten up. I've seen him get outclassed. Like, but it was the first time I saw somebody like weather his storm and then knock him around on the go back. You know what I mean? Vicente Luque was having none of that shit. Like, I think everyone should be afraid of Luque because he can only get better, man. Like, I don't know. That was that. I thought Luque was going to win, but I thought it was going to be a lot more of a grueling, grinding, find a way to beat this kind of guy sort of fight. But the way it turned out was like, okay, so Woodley basically bull rushed him in a technical way, tried to throw the right bombs in the right spot, landed a few good ones. I mean, Luque did earn the win, man. Like, took some shots, but then Luque starts to give it back. And honestly, Tyron Woodley, the one hole in his game is he cannot take it. He can give it, but he can't take it. And I mean, like, he's always had a good chin. I mean, he has seldom been actually like clean knocked out. I think he's been, submitted as many times as he's been clean knocked out. But like, otherwise,
yeah.
It's him.
I'm gonna give him that.
But he can't take it. Even the first Wonder Boy fight, I honestly thought that Wonder Boy beat him in a technical sense. Like, I didn't see Woodley winning that fight.
That
second,
too. I would get that
second
too.
fight, I'll give it to him. Woodley came out like he did in the Luque fight recently, and used his wrestling a lot more effectively. But that's what you're going to get against Wonder Boy is your wrestling is going to be a lot more effective, which is going to set up other things. But with Luque's wrestling, his jiu-jitsu, his grappling in general is all very good. So he knew Woodley knew he couldn't take Luque down, just at a whim and like expect anything, productive. So he was trying to throw at them. So he wanted to establish, the kind of the blitzkrieg where he's throwing all his bombs and, just lefts and rights and lefts and straights and jabs and crosses and hooks and up, just everything he has at Luque, connecting with honestly a couple of that back in the day would have knocked somebody out, but Luque took it. Yeah, and then Luque did his thing, man. Like Luque realized that he couldn't let the pressure of the situation get a hold of him. So he kept calm through the storm, and man, did he fire back. And bro, watch out for Vicente Luque. Like that guy is a good.
I've been watching. Even in the loss, he's good. So that's what's great about him.
Yep.
Even in a loss, he looks good.
Yep. And honestly, he's such a good fight. You can put him against anyone at this point. Like he could even step in for a title against Usman, and it would make sense. Like that's not even a bad thing. He can step in against Masvidal. It would make sense. Like whatever. Put a name here. Vicente Luque can fight them in a logically sound fashion.
Yeah, and you have been saying that for a while though. I just wanted to see you said that for over a year. I won't say over a year. That
Yeah,
can't be right. It
yeah.
might be right.
I've been on Vincente Luque's nuts since I think since he fought Wonder Boy.
Possibly.
Yeah,
I mean,
let me look at that because I know I can pinpoint it. But keep talking.
oh yeah, you want to hear my voice? No, no, but
Yeah, yeah. No, you're.
what other fight? Tell me before you find all of that. What was? I want to get to the Nagano fight. Is that the next
It
one?
was the Wonder Boy fight. That was his last loss. Was the Wonder Boy fight?
Yeah, and that's understandably so. Speaking of Wonder Boy,
I
who's
love
he
Wonder Boy, and you
next?
know I love Wonder Boy, but I'll take Luque in that rematch every time.
I used to like Wonder Boy, and then he got Tyrone Woodley syndrome. Like he was really good, knocking people out. Then it was like, oh, I don't know how to fight anymore, or oh, I'm not as good as you. I just looked. So never mind. Fuck him. Until he learns how to do what he used to do consistently, he can kiss my ass. Would kiss my ass too.
Well, here's the problem.
A lot
Wonder
of
Boy,
cursing. So fuck those people. Fuck Megan Anderson. No, my bad. It turned into a
it's
Tupac
like a
rap.
hate speech.
Turned into hit him up. all,
Like
all,
you should title this one hate speech. Like
no, I'm not gonna do that. But I might.
yeah, not in today's culture, but no, like honestly, like to digress for a second about Wonder Boy, like we'll keep it in the Wonder Boy division, but Wonder Boy is a victim of tradition. Like you bet he got into kickboxing after he was a black belt in traditional martial arts, and he was pretty young at that point, so he was a stud. Oh wait, yeah, I don't think he lost a kickboxing fight. If he did, it was only one, and it was like, so he comes in the UFC where there's all these guys that have been doing everything, jujitsu, wrestling, stand up, whatever, clinch, whatever, like everyone's doing all that. So then he starts beating these guys because his stand up is that good, and then he starts to try to, work on his ground game. But he's at such a point in his career, and he's so like, dude, the guy has like, he's salt and pepper, bro, like in the hair. Like he's been salt and pepper since I've watched him in the UFC, bro. Like he doesn't have many like effective championship years left. And by that I mean like maybe 2021 is the last one, you know. I think he has a good run left in him. I don't think he's gonna be champion aside from a freak knockout, which takes a lot of credit from his skill. But like, if he knocks somebody out like Masvidal or Usman or Luque, like in a championship fight, it's because all of those years of precision paid off. It's not because he's the better fighter. It's because he has precision in what he does striking wise. He is not the complete package. He would never win a rematch after that. He's not going to, in my opinion, he's not even going to get to that point. He's just going to run out of gas, man. Like you could only strike at that kind of a level for so long before the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu, the clinch, people getting just as good, if not better than you at striking. Like if your coach is Trevor Whitman, like Kamaru Usman's is, bro, that's a baseline that I don't even think somebody like Stephen Thompson has. So, like, I mean, there's my take on the outlook of Stephen Thompson in the welterweight division.
Well, I'm just gonna put it a little bit more simply. He's trash now. He didn't start off that way, but he's trash.
No,
He's straight trash. He's straight trash.
no.
He can't do shit. Look. One thing I can respect. Damn, not the name thing again. Why am I forgetting names? But one thing I can forget. One thing I can respect about Cowboys, Donald Cerrone. Remember his full name and his nickname. Thank you very much. One thing I can respect about him is that he wanted a championship run and he went for it. I do not respect that he didn't do a goddamn thing against Conor McGregor in that fight, but I respect the path he put himself on. And when we talk about fighters, they got to be. You saying he don't have a lot of championship, years left? What the fuck is he doing then? Get off my fucking TV. I'm here to make money. Do that by winning championships too, dumbass. Damn.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to tell
Wonder
Stephen
Boy.
Thompson. No, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to tell Stephen Thompson to his face that he's not championship material.
I'll
Now, if
tell
you're
him to his face, he is
it,
not championship material. He used to be, and he disgusts me.
here's the thing. I'll tell him that I don't think his odds are very high, but I'm not going to straight up be like, nah, you a bitch. Because he's not a bitch. You know what I mean? He's
He said
not.
he was a bitch. I said he's trash now. Now, here's the thing.
No,
It's not
you say
actually trash.
trash,
You know,
like
you
he walks
know,
around not being good. Like he
you,
can still get the win. He's not
but
one of those guys like Ben Askren who would have never, ever in
how?
a million years beaten Jorge Masvidal at that point in his career. Like that old at that spot, there's no way, no way. I would say beginning Ben Askren, the hungry Ben Askren, the younger Ben Askren with the better chin, the physically better chin, like bro, that would have been a better fight at the very least. It would have lasted longer, but there's no way that Ben Askren would have ever beaten Jorge Masvidal. And I feel the same way about like Stephen Thompson versus Kamaru Usman. Like, what's Stephen Thompson going to do to Kamaru Usman? Nothing. He's not going to do anything. He might knock him out getting in exchange.
That's my thing though. Like, so of course I'm being funny about it and all that stuff, as I like to be. But like, because I don't hate any of these people really. There's a couple people I absolutely hate. We'll get to them too. John Jones, we're coming for you. Uh, no, but I don't hate him at all or anything like that. But when people start to lose, I don't know what happens in their brain. Maybe it's fight or flight, but they don't change their coaching. They don't get through the holes in their games. Like you cannot do the same thing. They're insane. They do the same thing and they expect different results. Like you had the same coach, dude. Like when me and you saw Kamara Usman had changed coaches and stuff like that and saw how his striking improved, we was like, oh shit. And then we saw Nagano and we went, oh shit. Like this dude's trying to win. Like he's not trying to just change a little here and there and he think he has the winning formula. If he didn't win, he's like, fuck it. I'm gonna start over from scratch. Let me do this, and that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with Ronda Boy that he didn't see that he isn't championship material? Do we both think that Woodley lost that first fight to him? Yep. I think Wonder Boy technically beat him. I think that he did. I didn't see anything that would make me believe that Woodley effectively beat him in that fight. Cool. Why didn't he win that second fight then? Why didn't Wonder Boy outright win that second fight?
Well, Wonder Boy kind of got, blitzkrieged on that fight. Like, honestly, I remember watching it and be like, everything that Woodley landed, whether it was less or more or whatever, was more explosive at the very least. So,
but my point is like, he had his opportunity, and he didn't seize the day, man.
yeah.
He seized the day, and when you don't do that, you put yourself in a position to just always be backpedaling, And now he's backpedaling. He's never gonna, like you said, everything you said, and that's for a reason. The reason I'm giving is he never took the time to improve his game to a championship level. It was at a championship level when he fought Woodley the first time, and you know what Woodley did? He improved on his game. Did he improve from that? He didn't improve on it a little bit.
I think that was the max that Woodley have. I feel like you were going against,
that's okay.
100% Tyron Woodley versus 99% Stephen Wonderboy, and I think the 1% made a difference.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying too. Like I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying he beat his ass. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. That he barely.
Barely what?
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying that he barely beat him, but that little percentage was enough. And that's Wonder Boy's not better than him by that small percentage, and that made everything. That's gonna affect his entire career because he's not gonna get close to that again, So if Wonder Boy were to go on some sort of streak, like if he would be all knocked all the way down and then come back up and go on a streak, we can have a conversation. But he would have had to really evolve this game. He's not worth us talking about a second more in this podcast. What was the next fight?
Well, that was the man between Miocic and Ngannou.
Stipe caught Ngannou. Don't know if you saw it, but he actually caught him.
I saw it. It just
really grazed him,
because it didn't mean anything. Like, come on.
Like he caught him though, and people were like, "Oh, Ngannou walked him down." I'm like, that is not what the fuck he did. Ngannou was very patient, and then when the second he wasn't impatient, and he was in front of Stipe tagged his ass, and but Ngannou woke up after that. He woke up, he fired back, he responded. Beautiful from him. He responded, and he didn't let the moment become too big for him. He didn't retreat, but he remained patient. I like that he fired back. He almost didn't fire back because it wasn't a great punches, but he fired back because he got caught. So that was great. But that's about the extent of what Stipe did. Was he caught him on one, and we were almost going like, damn. Stipe, magically did it again, but that's not what happened, and I want you to take it from there.
Well, Stipe did two things. I know you're only giving him credit for
one.
No, he did two things, and that was he caught him, like you said, and he also shot for, I think, 2 takedowns, or at least the one, and just got completely denied. Like,
not something I got. That's not something he did. That's something Ngannou did because it failed.
No, because that was the other thing he could do was take
Sure.
But he's not gonna jump with him. Like at that point, like when you know you're not gonna win the stand-up war, and you're like you only have 2 options: try to catch him or shoot. So like, yeah, no, nothing worked. That was one of the. Okay, so on 2 ends, that was one of the scariest displays of the next coming of the division that I've ever seen, and on a humanistic level. Francis Ngannou is the scariest person I've ever seen in my life. If a person can be as effective as him and do everything, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, grappling in general, striking, kicking, precision, whatever you want to put. If they're checking every box and they're like Francis Ngannou with that final box, which is power, bro, that is scary. Now, I know we're flirting with the line here. John Jones is a part of the conversation, but don't do it, Sean. I know you want to. Don't do it.
But he doesn't want to be part of the conversation.
Don't do it yet. We got to talk about this fight with Stipe, because Stipe deserves to have the fight talked about. Now it's not going to go in his favor, but oh my God, if somebody was going to beat Stipe, that's how Stipe needed to be beaten, because I would not have taken a Cormier decision over Stipe versus a Ngannou domination. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like,
yeah,
you already saw both.
Stipe doesn't learn until he loses, and I don't like that. Stipe does not learn until he loses.
Well, and honestly, like, I don't think anyone's gonna beat Ngannou unless it's John Jones, until Ngannou's ready to retire. But at the same time, like, Cormier knocked out Stipe, but Stipe also re-knocked out Cormier. So like that, honestly, pretty even in my book. But when it comes down to the third fight, when we saw what we saw, okay, who's gonna beat that Stipe? Apparently Francis Ngannou, which is Daniel Cormier with adequate wrestling and way more power. So
now to play devil's advocate. I'm not even playing devil's advocate. That's a man that owns a victory against Ngannou. Like, I mean, Stipe is one of them, and Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is not the type of guy you count out. I tell you why. Because he's already beat him. He has a chin, and if Ngannou gets caught, he is in just as much trouble as if he were fighting himself. It's like fighting himself. It's a mirror match.
Well,
I don't think
you
he would
you
know.
make a great point. You make a great point with that Derek Lewis matchup because the only thing that I'm thinking about is John Jones. But you're absolutely right. Derek
Derek Lewis
Lewis
can catch
knock out
anybody, put him to sleep.
he can knock out anybody. But here's the part about that though is either way, Ngannou or Lewis, one of those guys is gonna fight John Jones. Now, here's the thing: do you want Francis Ngannou or Derek Lewis fighting John Jones? After what I saw against Stipe Miocic, I'd rather have Francis Ngannou, even if Lewis can manage to knock Ngannou out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no.
I saw a skill set, I saw a development, I saw a wherewithal, I saw something from Francis Ngannou that I haven't seen from a fighter that was at his level coming into that fight or into a rematch. It was a complete like it was like a 720 more like than like 180 360 like it was like boom 900 Tony Hawk status, dude. Like that guy spun a couple different shells before he really realized how to use his power and what he means. Like everyone is going to feel what he throws. If you catch a punch from him, of course you're going to know it, you're going to feel it for the rest of the fight, and you're going to be wary of it. But the second you're like, all right, well, my wrestling's better than his, and it's not, dude, you're in for trouble. I don't know if it's going to be a long trouble or a very, very short.
Probably shorter trouble than what you think. Look,
yeah, I think it's going to be a lot quicker than you think. Like you're in trouble.
John Jones. John Jones is a little bitch anyway. You know that. I know you him as a fighter. Like he really
I don't
is.
think he's that big of a bitch. I think he might be the only example of an athlete that is the old way, where he can party and drink and do all that stuff and still show up. Like, remember Babe Ruth?
I don't mind him being Ric Flair if that's what you're calling him. I don't mind you saying that at all. You can call him the modern day Ric Flair of MMA. I'm okay with that.
No. I will never call him anything comparatively to fake fighting, but I will compare him to Mickey Mantle, who was just a god awful alcoholic. I will compare him to Babe Ruth, who ate hot dogs between innings. Like, dude, sometimes you do some shit, like, and it's not beneficial, and it's not like, it's not what the other good guys do, but you're also better than them. There's something special about you. And John Jones has that. My only problem is he is a little bitch when you're saying it like that. He is a little bitch. Stop asking for money. Start asking for glory. You have money, bro. Fuck you. If you're asking for fucking 20 mil for a fight and you turn down a $10 million offer from what it sounds like, fuck you. Take that goddamn fight. Establish your legacy, become the greatest. He still has prime left in his career. Don't do what do what Fedor did, but don't do it the way he did it, which was quietly.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, Fedor did what he did quietly. Everyone gave him the praise, which was the only noise around him. But in terms of Fedor, it wasn't like Fedor's like, yeah, I'll fucking fight this guy. Like, I'll fucking do this. I'll do that. Fedor wasn't getting caught, snorting coke off of strippers' ass cracks and shit. Like, Fedor was
He wasn't doing it, but he didn't get caught.
No. He probably was. Honestly, he was probably doing more coke off of more ass cracks than Jones. But at the same time, he didn't talk about it, but that's the thing is
test immediately after. Not that he was tested, but whatever. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah. But like at the same time, Fedor was never in the UFC. He never had the GOAT quality riding on him that Jones does. Now, you can make an argument for Fedor as the greatest of all, for the greatest heavyweight of all time. That's only because Jones hasn't fought in heavyweight, and him and Khabib would be my fucking main arguments against Fedor. So it's one of those things where like John Jones is making such a fool of himself by not quickly and humbly accepting the first offer that came to the table. He's trying to hold out. He's trying to point fingers. He's trying to get more money. And it's disgusting. It fucking makes me sick that this motherfucker is denying everyone the greatest
You know what
fight
I'm gonna do?
that we've ever seen.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get and people not understanding who the opponents are and who two people that haven't done this. If I'm gonna make a little bit of an argument. It's not even an argument, it's a fact. It's something that I hate personally. It's usually black athletes that do this. Now, I'm not saying that white athletes don't hold out for money and stuff like that. But black athletes have this really fucked up thing that they do. Antonio Brown, how did he screw over the Raiders? You know? God, damn. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
he's
Think
a
about
genius.
it, right? And black athletes have this stupid fucking chip on their shoulder, and it's ridiculous. It's fucking dumb. Now, of course, not all of them, because if any dumb fuck gets in the comments and tries to message me and say, not all of them, Nagano's not one of them, stupid. And then there's Usman. You know what I'm saying? There's a slightly different heritage, but that's not the point. Skin color is the same. I'm going to ride with that. My point is, man, can we just get somebody who's humble and goes in there and does his damn job? Now, Michael Jordan was an asshole to people, right? He really was. Who gives a fuck? When he got on that camera, he didn't do any of that. He made his company look good. He got paid bullshit for decades, man, by a guy who owns a fucking baseball team. The same baseball team in the same city as him. And he's watched them spend money on athletes for that baseball team instead of him, instead of getting them people he needed and stuff like that. Luckily, they were great to draft. But you get where I'm going with it. You get what I'm saying. He can't be in GOAT conversations because of shit like this. How you the greatest all time when the first thing you did was deny people to fight? You know, was Muhammad Ali doing that shit?
No.
Not like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's say he did. But he wasn't. Because all you do is go in there and be the best. Mike Tyson didn't give a fuck. Mike Tyson was like, nah, put him in front of me and I'm going to fuck him up, whoever it is. And that's the mentality you got to have. And the first thing that went wrong was, the first thing that didn't come out of his mouth was, I can't wait to fuck him up and show you I'm the best. It was like, nah, I need to get paid. It was like, cool. You know, you do need to get paid. I get where you're coming from. But like, it cannot be.
Sean, I'll put it this way. I'll put it to you this way. If I was to put two options on the table, one is I'll fuck you up. That's option one. I'm just gonna fuck you up in front of everyone, national TV.
Right.
I'm just gonna fuck you up, and you're like, what's option two? My other option is I'm gonna fuck you up, but there's gonna be $10 million more involved than there was before. Then which one are you gonna take? Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna take the $10 million option. Like, at least I'm getting fucked up for a bunch of money. So at the same time, like, I believe that John Jones has what it takes to beat Ngannou, and I don't necessarily disagree with the business decision, but I think in terms of his legacy, he's really putting a question mark. I don't remember Khabib ever denying a fight.
Yeah.
I don't remember Khabib ever denying a fight. Now, he retired, and there's a lot of speculation about his 30th win, but at the same time, he retired. It's not like he's like, oh, I may not. No, he's like, I retired, so if I don't fight, then fucking don't be disappointed. I mean, yeah, there's the GSP, there's the GSP thing, but like, dude, unless Dana White wants to come up with 10 mil for each of them, if not, like, fuck off. It's the GSP versus Khabib, or it's the highway for Khabib. You know what I mean? Whereas John Jones is like, I could fight anyone. I just need like $70,000 million. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, that's not what's gonna happen. You're not gonna get that because you're inconsistently in the ring. You know?
Yeah. And you know what? He's actually not reliable either. Like, let's just be for real. His track record is terrible. If you were to give him $50 million, let's say, he'd be like, yeah, this is what you should be paying me. And then he turns around and fails the test. What the fuck? It's like, bro, like, you just fucked up my whole sport. Yeah, we got the money. And not only am I going to take some of your purse for that, but like, now you're going to devalue the legitimacy of what we do here, which you've already actually done quite a bit. It's not like you say wrestling's fake all the time for good reason. guess what? John Jones brings that same type of heat to UFC, MMA, period. Like whenever people don't really get that shit, they go, "Oh man, everybody's juice." It's like they're not, but like I get what you're saying. Like I can't really argue with the fact that that stigma is already out there. Like it is, and he's one of the main reasons that is out there, or people like him, I should say, not, but him too, though. Him too. I the first thing you do when you're a champion, you go, I'm gonna whoop the next guy's ass. That's what you do. That's what you do. You say that first. You say, I'm gonna whoop his ass immediately. And then you talk about the money. Like you can't just say like in boxing it happens too often where Floyd Mayweather of all people needed more money to fight Pacquiao. More money to fight this guy.
Oh man. That's
right.
So my gears. Oh my God.
Just what?
That still grinds my gears that fight never happened when it should have. Just like the GSP Silva one. Oh man. Like when these guys start asking for more money, it's just like, what are you afraid of, man? Like
it's like you already fight for bullshit. The second you started fighting for this amount was kind of like, well, this is what you're gonna fight for.
The most understandable. It's a contract. The most understandable holdout was the GSP Silva one because they were so close in weight. Their primes were happening at the same time. There was so much to lose for both of them. Like, Now the thing was at this point, Silva's already kind of like tarnished any of that being the GOAT. Like you can make an argument he was the greatest for what his time frame was, but not greatest of all time. So like, in my opinion, GSP still withstands the test of time where he retired at the same time or at the right time, whereas Silva kept going. You know what I mean? Like you kept going, you're still losing. Like he lost to Adesanya. There was like a relinquishment. GSP's never lost. Technically, we don't even know if he'll ever lose. Like he could step in and just be the greatest, whereas like, we're looking at Silva like, oh, maybe not. Like you can make an argument, but like, I don't know. GSP only has 2 losses, avenge both of them. Silva has multiple losses, avenge some of them. So in terms of like GOAT status and holdouts and money and stuff like that, John Jones is being a little bitch. If he wanted to really solidify his legacy and get the bigger payday, he's got to accept the first offer and he should go back and just do it now. Just accept the offer to fight Ngannou at whatever pay, at whatever time frame, whatever. He's already bigger. He's trying to hold out for more money, and it's stupid because, dude, now is your window. You're as good as you'll ever be. I don't think ring rust affects him the same way as it does other fighters, So I think he can come back. I think he can be good. But, dude, you better get good now because what's your other option? Fight Blachowicz at lightweight? Or sorry, light heavyweight? What's your other option? Fight Adesanya? Like you only get top level fights now, man. You're only gonna get the best of the best of the best.
Fight Adesanya anymore because that would look like he'd be like, oh yeah, I'll fight him now. That's some bullshit. It's like now that you've seen him fight at light heavy, now you want to fight him? Like he wanted you before that. You know what I'm saying? Like he.
At the same time, you watched that fight against Blachowicz. Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, Adesanya wasn't unimpressive. He did a good job,
Yeah, It's just that Blachowicz just had more in his game, or more in his arsenal. He just stepped it up. That's all. It happens.
Well, he's a physically. They're honestly like if you were to put Blachowicz at the same like body type as Adesanya, like weight and everything like that, if they were completely physically alike, I think Adesanya wins just based on technical prowess. But then like you add the power in, you add the ability to take a shot into that, like you add a lot of factors into there that just it spans just meeting a weight, and I think that's what gave Blachowicz the edge was everything else. I don't think Blachowicz is a better technical fighter than Adesanya at all. I do think he's a better fighter, though, if that makes sense.
No, I got you. I feel you. I feel you because it's different things that happen when it comes to MMA. It's MMA. There's people who just put it all together one way, which is the mixed part. And some people are just good at a martial art. And like Ronda Rousey, she was just good at judo. That was it. But she was so damn good at judo, you couldn't stop her, you know? And all she needed was just a tiny bit of boxing in there. You know, it's not like she didn't do any other martial arts. It's just she was great at one. And that's all she needed to be great at, you know? So I get what you're saying. Like, technically, Adesanya's more rounded. He's a better, more skilled fighter. It's just that when you add everything, when you add it all up and when you put it together, the recipe for what Blachowicz is a better recipe than what Adesanya is at light heavyweight. That makes sense. I think I admire John Jones for trying to get more money too, because if anybody's going to get it, it's him. But I don't think he really understands how the UFC has always worked. Yes, he was the guy that they moved an entire fight card for, but it was for them. It wasn't for him. You know, he keeps thinking, oh man, they love me so much. It was like, no, we make money off of you, a lot of it. And you're too stupid to understand if you got your shit together, you could make a lot more of it. But the way you're going about it, no. I don't think he's going to win this. I really don't. And the bad part is it's going to be so much tougher when someone else goes to do it. Because you got Conor McGregor that was doing it, right? He got a lot of money. Cool, that's great. Now fuck Poirier for taking that fight. Fuck him. Don't care about it anymore. Fuck him. Nope. You were the guy that was telling me that he was going to, I told you he was going to do this shit. And I was like, man, don't take that fight. I don't give a fuck how much money it is. They're going to take you out of, I was like, they're going to take him out of the title fight and they're going to make him fight McGregor again. And you told me no. And that's exactly what the fuck they're doing. They did it twice in a row now. Poirier's a fucking idiot, and I hope he gets knocked the fuck out against the next guy, because fuck Conor.
Bro,
Dustin for taking that fight. You can take whatever fight you want as seen by John Jones, right? Don't take the fucking fight and say, I want the win. I want the fucking title. I want a title fight. I don't want fucking Conor McGregor, who I knocked the fuck out. You saw him hit me. He got to me in the first round and didn't do shit. Nothing. It didn't faze me. You guys overreacted about how I might have been wobbled. He wasn't. He fucked him up in the second round. There's no reason to take that fucking fight. He did him just like Nate Diaz did his ass. There's no reason to see another one of these fights at all. And you can say money. Okay, sure. You got me there, right? I'm talking about from a logical fighting point of view. There's no fucking way Dustin Poirier should ever sign a fucking contract to fight that clown again.
I don't know what you're getting upset about, man. Like it makes complete sense.
Okay. So when's he gonna get his title shot?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Then
who did we think was gonna fight for the title?
Hey, if he beats Conor McGregor, he gets his title shot. But he even knows he's gonna have to fight him again anyway. Like if he doesn't fight him on this one, if Dustin Poirier had gone and beaten Oliveira or Chandler or Gaethje again, whoever in like a the title fight, like he's gonna have to face McGregor either just off the cuff or if McGregor beats one of those guys too. Like
McGregor the one fight wait on.
What?
It's the one fight Poirier could wait on and just sit on. He could just sit on that trilogy fight.
No.
Diaz has been sitting on a trilogy fight. Just sit on a fucking trilogy fight.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would you sit on a trilogy fight when it only makes sense to do it now? Every way, shape, and form makes sense to do it now. Next, you just beat him in the rematch. Beat him again when he's okay. So you can't say Conor McGregor has ring rust after the Poirier fight when he comes and fights Poirier again. He's been training for the same guy for like 2 years now. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't say that he has ring rust if he loses again. But at the same time,
I've never said he can rust. I don't even like that with Conor McGregor. That's not him.
If he beats Poirier, if McGregor beats Poirier in the third fight, you could honestly, depending on how good it is, justify a fourth. But at the same time,
how is he gonna beat him?
But at the same time, that's the story of Dustin Poirier's career. You know what I mean? Like, dude, take the big fight, win the big fight or lose it, and it's gonna make a difference. Whereas like Max Holloway keeps getting good fights even after he lost to Dustin Poirier. If Dustin Poirier loses to Conor McGregor, how much more, contender title, like competitive fights is he going to get that aren't like kind of like, oh, is he a gatekeeper now? Sort of like, feel to them. Like, so this is the fight to make. Beat him twice, bro, back to back. Beat him twice. You know what I mean? Double dip that shit.
I think it was not only stupid for him, but very stupid for the UFC because Conor McGregor is effectively done. He's done.
No.
Like, that's it. When he loses, and you know goddamn well he's going to get his ass whooped. When he loses, that's it, bro. That is it.
Nope. If he loses, it's gonna be a little bit weirder, and it's gonna be like, kind of like, what's he do next? But at the same time, I would never say Conor McGregor's done. Like, he always has a place he can fight, even if he's headlining Bellator or won and making $1 million.
He should go. I would, if I were him, and this is being respectful to his star power and his level of skill. You, Conor McGregor, go over to Bellator, make a big stink, make some big money, dude. Bring that brand up. Just do it. You know what I mean? Because when Dustin Poirier fucks you up again, that's gonna be your only option to make the statement you want to make. He's already made a ton of money. Cool. Go, or he could go into boxing if he wants to. I don't know. He could try it. He could try it. There's more money in boxing. Try boxing again. My point is, I don't see this. There's no upward trajectory. There's only like two choices. It's continue to get. He's going to be out of the UFC if he loses. I mean, like, he should be, honestly. Like, I'm like, hey man, you fought a guy twice. Well, maybe depending on the way he loses, he gets his ass knocked out again. It's like, look, bro, you can't come back here no more. Because you don't have a good record. And like, look at the people you just lost against. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're not Ronnie, but he should have never even been here. He don't even count. That dude's dumb as fuck anyway. Yeah, Cerrone. Stupid for that. You ain't got no heart for that. He didn't have no heart for that. So
thing is, there's plenty of good fights to make for Conor McGregor in multiple divisions. The problem is, if he wants to be a champion level fighter, he's going to have to do what he did back in the day, which was be a fighter, not a businessman, not this showman, not this like, Floyd Mayweather style draw. Like, he can get away with that for one or two more fights, including the Poirier fight. Like, and that might be like, if he beats Poirier, that's best case scenario, man. Like, if he loses, he's going to have to either, commit to the fight game or really fuck off, like you're saying, retire. So
it's not a disrespect to him. It's more of a, hey, respect your fellow.
Well, he doesn't need to fight. Like, people fight for money. People fight for livelihoods. He doesn't have a problem with that. Right. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, at the same time, like, I'm not saying Poirier does necessarily, but Poirier is at least still that kind of hungry. And Conor McGregor needs to remember what it was like to be on the adverse side of things. I think if the Vegas odds open up for that fight, I think they're going to open up in Poirier's favor, to be honest. He's the more current fighter. He has the less ring rust. He won the last meeting. Like, why wouldn't he open up the favorite? You'd be dumb to not bet on Poirier. Like,
I told you were dumb to not bet on him in the first fucking place. All you guys that might not have bet on him, all the listeners, all the fans, if you didn't bet on Poirier.
Whatever. I'm just saying, like, coming into this
time, it's just, come on, you know what the fuck's going on. Even if you want to go with the ring rust, it ain't no fucking ring rust. This is a dude.
Definitely, when you have a personality inside,
not him.
It takes you a second to feel that rhythm again. Now, if you're somebody like John Jones, who once he steps in the ring, he's John Jones. He's not like hyping up the crowd. He's not talking shit. He's just John Jones. That's a different sort of personality. But like for Conor McGregor, half of his gig is getting in your head. Dustin Poirier was not affected by Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? Like in that last fight, you could tell he was not intimidated. He knew what was up. He was on the same level. He didn't think there was no like, oh shit. It's not like Eddie Alvarez when Conor McGregor fought him and everyone's like, oh, it's gonna happen. And Eddie Alvarez is like, don't you say sorry for talking about my wife and children. It's like, oh, you're gonna get mad about wife and kid jokes now? Like, wow, dude, that was easy. Like, come on, dude. Like Dustin Poirier's been married to the same girl since he started fighting. Like, there's no way you're gonna talk shit about his wife and upset him. Like, he's like, yeah, she probably says the same thing about me. Like, like like you've been in a long relationship. I'm sure you can say like you and your wife probably look at each other and be like, pfft. But at the same time, y'all got each other's back. And you know what I mean? Like there's that aspect of it to where you're not going to get in Dustin Poirier's head because he's been there. You talk about his wife, he's had one. You talk about his performance, he's had good ones, he's had bad ones, he has everything in between. And you know what? He's beaten you. Have you beaten him? Yes. But he's beaten you. And honestly, he finished you. And the thing is the first time they fought, it was a decision win for Conor McGregor. Judges cannot affect finishes. So if this fight is a finish, it has to be a violent finish. There's not going to be any of this Sean O'Malley walking it off bullshit. This is going to be one of these guys earning this beat down. Like, you catch this motherfucker and you keep going and you're spitting blood as you're fucking hitting him. Like, this is going to be a dogfight. I think Conor McGregor's coming with the full fury of the Irish. I think Dustin Poirier is coming with the full fury of hell. And I don't know which one's more potent.
I'll say this about like what you were saying with what you said about Conor McGregor and John Jones. They're professionals. And then you brought up Sean O'Malley, and I was like, you say, well, they're not going to do what Sean O'Malley did. And regardless of what we say about anybody, these people are professionals. And I could talk about somebody's name or just tongue in cheek, F this person, F that person. These people are still professionals. What Sean O'Malley did, that's why when I take issue with stuff like that, some people go, oh man, I'm taken aback by that. Why would you, pick on him? And, it's just foul mouth. It's like, no, you don't get it. All those people we named, I don't even like. But they're professional. John Jones is unprofessional in other ways.
Yeah.
And in the cage too. And
we've always agreed on that too.
Right, but there's still a finish him, still a professionalism that comes with fighting. That when he gets in there, he does what needs to be done. Even when he cheats. Is that unprofessional? Yes. But even when he cheats, he's trying to cheat. He's not just outright being unprofessional. He's trying to sneak it in as professionalism. Big difference, like he's like, no, I'm totally being professional when he's not, But I hope those are good fights, man. I'm right there with you, on how exciting the fight can be. I do not believe for a second it'll be there, but I can have my mind changed. You kind of changed it a little bit, with what you was going in. You kind of changed it a little bit to what you were saying, just a little bit though. But
if Conor McGregor loses, man, say goodbye to Conor McGregor fighting meaningfully ever again.
That's what I meant, and that's why I say it was a stupid fight. And I think the same could be said by I believe the same could be said about Dustin Poirier. I think he'll turn it Wonder Boy Thompson after that.
Well, Dustin Poirier is the next Michael Bisping at worst.
Sure. But you know what scares me about him losing? Look how long it took for him to get his first title shot.
Yeah, well, that's kind of look at Michael Bisping. Like, it's almost like the mirror image of careers. Like,
yeah. No. You
Poirier is also he's won the right fights, but then nobody beats Khabib. Like, I'm sorry, like, you fight Khabib. They're like Khabib's another baseline. So now that he's gone, either more people are going to have to reach that level, or we're just going to have to see what's left. You know what I mean? And what Poirier, Gaethje, Ferguson, Oliveira, Chandler, all those guys are what's left. And honestly, it's pretty exciting because Khabib was that much higher level than all of those guys that it's still exciting to see these guys fight. Like, they're still high level fighters, very technical, very intelligent, very skilled. Like, I don't know why you would never not want to watch a Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier fight, even if it was the 16th time they fought. Like, these guys are so good. Why the fuck
I'm a
wouldn't
fan. It's not about what I don't want to watch. I do believe it is not in the best interest for either one of them or MMA. Straight
No,
up.
it's
Because
not
I think
necessarily. That's the thing, though. It's not necessarily an interest thing. It's a practicality thing. It's both of those guys' careers just happen to just hinge on each other right now because of their career trajectories. Like I
yeah,
said, the first time
unfortunate.
around,
It's really
the
unfortunate.
momentum of Conor McGregor was enough to stuff Dustin Poirier on Dustin Poirier figuring out his way through the UFC. And, the McGregor train obviously went to where it went to. But at the same time, that train's got to come to station at some point or another to at least refuel. And that happened to be against that last fight against, Poirier. So he loses against Poirier. Hey, you got more coal in the train. You got the train chugging. Dude, chugga, chugga, chugga. Both trains on the track. Who is winning? That is why I'm excited. Trains on the track, bro. You got one train on the same track as the other. And you know what, man? It's hard to stop a train. And there's two of them. So
I mean,
I'm
I'm
excited
with,
for that fight,
I'm
bro.
with you. I'm with you on it. I'm with you on like I said, on the potential of it. But I don't want to be a Debbie Downer about it. So I'm not going to think about the negative ramifications of it.
Well, I
But
appreciate that because
I do.
there's only money to be made in this fight. There's only legacy to be forged. There's only storyline that we're going to be able to, speculate on from it. There's no losers in that fight. Like,
I,
you can name a lot of other matchups that make sense that I'd be like, well, there's still losers in that fight, but
sure.
not the Poirier McGregor trilogy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, on that note, we're gonna wrap this one up because, man, we got to get together. I would hope to do it this week. Um, is there a fight this Saturday?
Oh, maybe the. Let me see.
It's a
Sorry.
little hard to tell because Bellator just started up too, so
Well,
I haven't.
I'm going to be busy this particular weekend, but I think, yeah.
Trying to ask shit about that. Damn. Damn.
Yeah, it's the
Trying to
Vittori.
take
Yeah,
you.
Vittori
No,
Holland. Yeah, it's April 10th.
no, no, but we do gotta. I'm gonna be busy this weekend too. Okay.
Oh, you know why I was
You
thinking
didn't.
of
You didn't know that. You didn't even
Yeah.
know that. I thought I was gonna ask you out to dinner and shit.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you were. But you know why I was thinking of Mackenzie Dern? Because she's fighting Nina Ansaroff this weekend. That's why her name was in my head, because she's
Okay.
fighting Amanda Nunes' wife. And holy shit, that might actually be one of the fights of the year.
Might be. Hope Dern
Dude,
rips her
check,
fucking out
dude,
and Amanda Nunes comes for her.
bro,
She
Mike,
beats her in
Mike check,
half.
Mike check 1-2. That might be the fucking fight of the year. Mackenzie Dern versus Nina Ansaroff. In terms of skill level per their division, oh man, that might be a fucking fun competitive fight to watch, bro. I'm
I'm
kind
not,
of sad I have to miss.
I'm not gonna knock it. I mean, um, sure. I don't have an argument against it.
Nah, it's
I
gonna be
really don't.
fun. There's a reason why it actually made the main card. I mean, you got Marvin Vettori, Kevin Holland, which obviously main card, but like Sadiq Youssef, he's
I want
fighting.
about that.
Alvy's fighting. Mike Perry's fighting. Like that's
Oh,
actually
Kevin
not a
Holland.
terrible. It's not a terrible main card, bro. Like
Darren Hill was supposed to be in place of Kevin Holland, correct? And he got injured.
somebody else was. I don't think it was him. It was Vettori versus somebody.
I thought it was Darren Hill. Well, anyway, Vittori was he got out of his body talking shit. Oh, Kevin Holland just ends his fucking life. Not for real, guys. Come on, I just hope he ends his career at least. Thanks for sneezing on the podcast. You can do your bubbles later. Please go away. That was my youngest son. All right, we're gonna do the bubbles in like a second. I've been cooking dinner the whole time. I'm a family man. Come on, guys. Man, they didn't hear me say
Oh,
fuck a
it was
million.
Darren Till. Oh, did you say Till or did you say Hill?
Yeah, I said Darren Hill or some shit.
Oh, okay, I thought you said Aaron Hill, not Darren Till. That's even funnier.
Yeah, I meant Till. I think I might have fucked his name up, but whatever. Fuck him too. No, fuck his opponent.
I would have been more excited if like Vittori had dropped out. But then when I thought about it, I was watching some Vittori highlights, and honestly, like he's actually pretty good too, man. Like I'm pretty excited to see what he
He's gonna
does.
get destroyed by Kevin Holland.
Well, the thing is Kevin Holland's more of the person he should be fighting at this point than Darren Till. I think Darren Till would have destroyed him.
Look, I'll put it to you like this. I hope that night ends really badly for that young man. I don't even like Kevin Holland like that, but like I want to beat this guy because he just started talking all this shit about how nobody's ready. I was like, it was just a fluke injury, man. He talking about people like fucking you. Like that's so fucking stupid. They ducking you because you had a fluke injury? Yeah, okay. I can't wait till your career's over.
You got to get your name out.
Nah, fuck him. He's stupid. Like, unfortunately, Twitter exists, and his dumbass name is out there, and he says some really stupid shit. Anyway, with that,
Hey, I got a question though.
yes,
If this was Sporticus, what would you be?
sports entertainment. That's not where you was going with that. No, but that
would have been better if you'd answered it more enthusiastically.
no, because I knew what the fuck you were doing.
Yeah, come on, man. You got to give me one of those.
Yeah, but not now, motherfucker. Like, you'll get one when I fucking say so, man. Maybe if you cook me dinner or some shit.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to win a fight against Mackenzie Dern or fucking Macy Barber.
Well, you know what? My booty ain't as nice as theirs, so that's not gonna happen.
Very true.
Sorry, I don't want you taking me out for ice cream anyway, because that's weird.
I'm not gonna. Your hair already looks like.
Well, let's keep it professional, like we've been doing. No, but you know what? I'll give you this one. Actually, I just took it away from you, so I can't give it back.
You took it away. You can't give it back.
Yeah, I sure can't. I sure can't. So you learned your lesson, asshole.
That's like a judge being like, "Oh, I incarcerated you for 35 years, but you're out now." Like,
but you're out now, right?
Yeah, but you're out now, right? I cut that sentence. It was supposed to be 45. Like, but tell me though, what is this?
Come on, man.
It's Sporticus, right?
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
And what have you been?
I know what I've been. The host.
Okay, well then I've been sports entertained.
All right, you're gonna let that one slide, but no more funny shit.
No, I'm trying to make it fun.
Sporticus is now on Patreon. We have 3 tiers: $1, $2, and $5. You can get things like bonus episodes, chat forums, polls and voting, live stream Q&As, monthly giveaways, and fan recognition. Become a patron today.